Hey guys, it's Josh. I'm back again with another video. Today I'm doing the real Loba tips and tricks guide to give you guys some insights on how to use her and give you guys some information that you probably haven't discovered yet, and also give you guys some real life scenarios and the gameplay. If you're a new viewer, consider subscribing. I make videos based on Apex and guides. Also, if you're a subscriber, thank you for just supporting the channel. It means a lot. And if you are a returning viewer, consider subscribing. It's a lot of good content you guys have been checking out. And just support the guy. Show some love. Without further ado, let's get to this video and let's check out Loba. So let's talk about her abilities real quick. I'm pretty sure you guys have seen it all out through YouTube, even Twitch, Mixer, wherever you guys see this game. I'm pretty sure you guys have seen the abilities, but I really want to get to the crunch of things and really discuss about her abilities, her passive, tactical, and ultimate. So like we discussed on our preview video, she does get to check out the bracelet. The cool thing is that it shows you the distance, and like we talked about, the orangey black design here is when you can't see over a wall or you can see where it lands. The throw goes automatically and then it teleports. I initially thought that you could actually throw the bracelet and then click and then you teleport when you want to. Obviously there would be like a time frame that you can do that for, but it pretty much is you throwing it and then it pretty much teleports you, which is pretty cool when you start playing in some games and you start using her to your full ability. She's really useful. So again, right there you get to see how the white marker and then the orange marker shows you what's behind the wall, behind the object, where it lands. If you go down, it obviously goes faster. If you do it higher, it goes higher. And you looking at your marker gives you the meters and measurement and how far it could go. So make sure you keep an eye on this. Obviously the highest I've seen it go is from 76 to 77. So about 75 to 80 meters is her, I think, benchmark of furthest. So let me clear this out and let me keep going quickly with this video and not bore you guys. So that's her tactical. Her ultimate is pretty awesome. Obviously it's the loot black market. You can only select 2 items. It pretty much has it all ready for you in terms of weapons, ammo, consumables. Everything is pretty much listed. And I found the measurement being about close to about 80 meters. So it's pretty far. And when you're playing in the game, you'll see a map. And within the map, you'll see a blue circle that shows you the distance, which I'll cover in the gameplay. And also do that too in terms of destroying the black market, because other players can actually pick it up when you leave it. So make sure you guys destroy it after you guys have done using it. Yeah, so that's that. Let me see what else I can do here. The other thing that I found out too is that she can see through walls, and it all depends on the scope. So if you have a 2x scope, 20 meters, 2 to 4 times scope, that's 20 to 40 meters. If you have a sniper that goes to 4 times to 8 times, you can actually see the loot from 80 meters beyond. And what I mean by that is actually tickering to your team if there's good loot like nearby without you even having to get really close. If that makes any sense, I can actually ping to my teammates what kind of good loot there is, also for myself too. And I'll show you what I mean. So I'm doing like examples here of how far it goes out with the ×2. As I step out, it keeps going, it disappears. It disappears. As I get closer, it reappears. So it shows you it's about 20 meters. Let me do another gun just to give you an idea. Now I'm doing the 4 times, which is 40 meters. Now you're seeing that I can actually pinpoint items from a distance, which is pretty good in terms of having a tactic that isn't talked about right now. It's really useful to actually pinpoint items from a distance. And again, I did it again with a ×2, ×4. You can't really pick up because obviously you're past the meter range, but I actually get a sniper. And again, I'm just showing you right now like the ×2, ×4. Again, just trying to show you guys an example. I can still see. I can still ping, which is really good when you're with teammates or yourself. So it's kind of like a hack with her skill set. Instead of trying to get too close, you can actually use a sniper to pinpoint items from a distance. So again, I can't really marker those guys. Obviously, I'm seeing, but this doesn't make sense because I'm actually seeing it through. But let me go behind. Yeah, there we go. Now I can pinpoint. I'm at 40 meters. So if you guys get what I'm trying to do here, you actually can pinpoint items from a far distance. So have a regular weapon and a sniper to really be beneficial with Loba and her passive. And as I go back, I can even go further. And I can still pick it up, which I'm pretty far. Yeah, I would say it was about 63, 70 meters. And then let me go a little bit further of how far I can actually see with her. I think I did about like 75 to 80 meters. This is pretty cool in terms of, you know, using the zip line and then launching your ultimate. Always destroy your ultimate once you're done. The other thing too is that you can actually use your tactical while ziplining, which you'll see right here. It's another cool tactic to just know about. And then let me show you what I mean by the sniper, the ×8. So right now I'm using ×8, and I could pinpoint that guy from afar and the other items too. So I'm just trying to play around and see like how far does it take. There we go. I can see it. I can pinpoint it. And if you actually see the screen here, which I'll pause, it's about, I would say 78 to 80 meters with the ×8 scope. So just keep that in mind, that you can actually ping items from a far distance depending on the scope, 2 times, 4 times, or 8 times. That can really help in terms of just looting or finding a preview of what's inside of a building without going too far out. Also, the other thing I learned about the tactical is that you can actually place it in sections where you're trying to land on a platform, wherever it may be. But yeah, I was just testing out her skill set, what she can do here. Also, when you're placing the ultimate, there's obviously the outline that shows you where it moves. Obviously, if you go back, the ring moves with you too, and it goes back. If you go forward, it goes forward. So it's basically a circle for your representation. And yeah, that's pretty much it in terms of the training area. I really want to get you guys to an actual gameplay and cover that right now. So let me actually get to this part. All right, so this is the gameplay covering Loba. In this match, I kind of could have won the match. I just messed up towards the end, but there's some good tips and tricks of how to use her, especially what we talked about in the training area of how to utilize her correctly. This is my first game, so this is pretty impressive. I do like her abilities. Obviously, it's a lot of practicing and trying to figure out how to use her, but right off the bat, you can pretty much find the loot amongst the buildings and what's inside the walls right now, so you'll see what I mean. So obviously I landed, and right off the bat I can already pinpoint the loot that you start seeing. So you start seeing purple or gold. You saw gold where I landed, so you're starting to see the items appear on your screen. Now if I had I would see a 4 times or 8 times, I can scope it and then pinpoint it to my teammates on what it is. I have to get close to obviously see what it is first. And then our tactical is pretty awesome in getting high level places, flanking enemies. Again, I think they might buff it in terms of you being able to click it when you need to teleport. Initially right now it's just you throw it and then it teleports you automatically. It's not manual. So you see, now I can ping because obviously I have the scope. So I'm showing you guys in game that it's possible to do, which saves your teammates time in terms of finding the items you need, so you guys can be ready to go when action appears. So that's a cool little hack to save you time, especially for yourself. If you know if it's a good item, then just go for it or let your teammates know. So again, I'll fast forward, get to the good part. I know there's some action coming up. So right now I'm moving, trying to find some good loot. I throw my tactical to get on top of the building, get that vantage point, and we do see a squad appear. Again, I'm trying to see if my scope could pick up any items. There's nothing around. We did see a squad right now, which I'll show you again. I just rewind, sorry. They obviously use the beacon. If you guys land on these, make sure you guys use it so you guys can recharge your ultimate instantly. So they're obviously here. If you guys can see, there's an enemy squad. So again, I'm able to ping items. We got scanned. And now this is where the action happens. The Havoc isn't nerfed. It still has a little recoil, but it's still as good as it was before. Obviously they landed. There's another Loba in the game. So one thing you guys should know about Loba is that she will have a trail. So it will give off her distance of where she's going. And then there is a downtime on the animation. So we talked about this in the preview guide, that when she puts on the bracelet, it's about maybe 3 to 5 seconds of lost time that an enemy can attack you, or you can attack them before they get back into play to shoot you. So there is some downtime on this character, which can be hurtful in critical situations. She landed down there. I'm not worried about her. Trying to save the high ground. Trying to find enemies. Again, we keep looking. Also, when you throw the tactical, you actually can drop the bracelet when you need to, so you have to click a button to make it drop its position. So let's say I throw it, I could drop it quickly or just wait for it to fall into place. This combination is pretty good because we have a Bloodhound, which is enemy scans, and then we have our Loba, which is passive scans of items. So there we go. The cool thing about this ultimate 2 that I'll tell you guys is that obviously you get to loot the dead enemies' bodies, items, but also if there's a care package, if the care package is closed, you cannot loot it. If it's open, then you can. And let's say there's an enemy squad obviously opening a care package. If you place it at the right time, you can actually loot what they're opening at the same time if you're fast enough. So just keep that in mind. If there's items like the care package, you cannot loot until it's open. So that's just an FYI. Let me fast forward this because I know we move around. We continue to move around. I keep pinging my teammates in terms of items. We keep seeing, any other piece of loot that we might want to take. Overall, she's pretty awesome. I think there's probably other people that don't like her because of her abilities, maybe seeming meaningless, but again, this is kind of like Revenant when he came out, that people were complaining about his skill set and he was too overhyped. I think she's pretty good if you're good with all types of legends, not just one. So if you're just good with one, then I can see why you don't like her. Again, just messing around here. I want to get some action, and we get some action right here. So we land in this area. I can hear footsteps. I can ping that item because I have the scope. And now we're just trying to find the enemies. So let me fast forward a little bit. Here we go. So my teammate is obviously pinging some enemies. I'm trying to throw the bracelet. I can't throw it as high, so that's what you're going to learn at some points, that you can't throw the bracelet where you want to. You might need to get a higher vantage point. I think they might fix this eventually, but at least I'm able to get up top here. And now be on top and then find the enemy squad that we're trying to take out. Good thing I have the triple take. I could take out a Loba with a Loba. We do get scanned from a Bloodhound. One thing I will tell you guys about a Bloodhound scan is that wherever it comes from, it's like the motion where it comes from. I'm trying to pause it to get at the right time. The motion came this way. That's telling me if it's going to my right, that's telling me that Bloodhound is to my left. So I have to turn this way because the scan came to my right. So just keep that in mind. If it's coming from, like, let's say the scan is coming from this way. Let me clear my screen. If it's coming from towards you, it's obviously towards you. So he's gonna be in front of you. If it's coming from right to left, then he's on your right side. If it's left to right, then it's obviously your left side. So just keep that in mind with Bloodhound scans. Obviously I know where he's coming from because I turned to my left. I'm trying to take care of that Loba. And then I see him climbing up. There goes the Havoc. Doing work. Again, it's still as good as it was before. And there we go. We took out this squad. I like how they actually laid out the items and how you can actually it's very well organized in terms of the bullets and everything. And the cool thing too is now you get to see if you're actually using your team's loot box. So it's very organized, very clean, the ammo, gear. I like how they have it all laid out. It was uglier before, but now it's really pretty in terms of the aesthetic and how it's all organized, and you could identify whose box you're in. Okay, so let me actually fast forward. There is another, I think, enemy squad as well coming up. There we go. The fact that we have a Bloodhound helps a lot. I'm trying to get another vantage point, a different angle. Always try to play with the different angles to get the best shot. There goes a Loba. There goes Wraith. There we go. Up top, teammate is dealing with Revenant. And then Revenant's pushing in, so they close the door, so obviously they're going to revive. I'm rushing. Especially if you know what you're doing, just rush and get ready to go right now. And there we go, we took that team out. So again, you could be really aggressive with Loba, especially you having that bracelet ready to go when you need to throw it. Could it be faster? Yes. Could you throw it and then press it when you need to, like manually? Yes, but I think right now she's pretty good. So again, we're starting to find the good loot. Let me fast forward a little bit and get some good action. So I'm trying to go up because we do see that there's actually movement up there. And the interesting thing about this is that there's an enemy black market. So another tip, if there's an enemy black market that you have not got into, you can actually use it. So keep that in mind. You could actually obviously use yours, but if there's enemies, go in there, grab the loot. But when you guys are done, when you can identify that your teammates, and you will see it in the markers when you actually go to the black market, there's 2 squares for every character. Once they're filled, destroy it so that no one else can come in and actually utilize this. You want to delete and remove every opportunity possible. So let me keep going. There's obviously a character up there. I'm trying to shoot up. There I go. I landed up top. Obviously the orange marker shows you that I landed on top. There goes another black market. So again, just trying to hold a high vantage point. Protect your surroundings. And this is what I mean, like obviously it's enemy black market, so it won't identify for your teammates. So I won't know if my teammates actually picked out of this. The only way you can do that is through communication, but when it's yours, there's actually, you know, a teammate, the other teammate, and then you start seeing like if they actually picked up any items, and if it's yours, then obviously keep it active. But for enemies, I would just knock it out once you know that you guys have looted it and done what you need to. So obviously you can grab everything from the distance of the radius, as you guys can see on the screen. So now it's just playing it smart. There I go, I destroyed it. Within one clip, you can destroy these guys. They're very delicate in terms of withstanding anything. They're pretty much easy to take out. There you go, you just saw a bracelet thrown, a distance. Mirage, man, this guy, I'm actually playing him, and I'm gonna do a guide on him. He's actually pretty good, he's pretty OP. I say he's probably now my favorite. I just keep changing. I can't really focus on one. I'm shooting potatoes right now. Okay, so I'm gonna show you guys something, and this is what I mean about the downtime. So the enemy Loba threw the bracelet, right? You guys can see this. This is the animation, but look at the animation for the enemy to actually get equipped with their weapon, which gives me, I already know where they're gonna land. I just start unleashing the ammo, like start shooting. Once it hits the floor, just start shooting so you can start hitting the character. You see, I'm starting to shoot, and she's like in her animation, and I know this because I play as her, but you see like it's taking a while for her to get, you know, back into the game. It's like some downtime, which I feel like they'll eventually fix. But you see, it's not you come out and you start shooting, it's the animation of you putting that bracelet, which caused this enemy to obviously lose. So again, move around. This Mirage is insane. I almost took him out. I get back up top. I like this point that you can actually move and get up top. Use your bracelet to obviously escape. But the Mirage, his buff, man, makes him really usable now. Not to say before he wasn't, but he's a lot of fun now. Tried to land there, but I couldn't, which causes my teammate to die. If I had landed it, I think it could have helped him. So here we go. It's Mirage again. Again, the Havoc does its work. I should have gotten my teammate Bloodhound. I don't know what was going on. I was actually trying to save him, and then he dies, which is my fault. Could have picked him up. I just was trying to, but I don't know what was going on. Obviously the grenade gets thrown. Trying to hold my ground. Again, this whole looting organization is a lot cleaner. Okay, so now we're trying to obviously better position ourselves to see if we could win this match. It's only 3 squads. Again, there's a lot of opportunities here that I could have improved on, but again, this is more for you guys to analyze the character, and then you guys kind of get the idea of what could happen. That one was a huge miss because the bracelet probably ricocheted. I was trying to line up top, couldn't. Again, with practice you get good. And then if you guys could see here, the black market gives you a circle of the radius. So when you're using it, obviously use it where there's nearby buildings, areas where there's loot. If it's in an open field like here, you're not going to grab so much loot unless there's dead bodies. But most of the time you want to plant it, obviously when appropriate, but most of the time where there's a good amount of area space that has good loot and all that stuff where you guys can pick it out, and even enemy bodies or even the care packages if they're open. So I just planted there for my teammate and us to get what we need if we obviously take damage right now. Again, there we go. Took out Loba almost. And you saw her animation of her throwing the bracelet is what caused her to die. Here, I mess up. Like, I throw it, I press the drop button to get like movement fast, so like line up top, I didn't. And then towards the end here, I just try to flank them from the backside, which is a huge mistake, which causes the game. I tried to like get up top and then beat the ring, but the ring beat me. But overall, I would say Loba is pretty awesome. She's a lot of fun. I played a couple of games with her past this game point, which is my first game, and now you start getting a better understanding of how to like throw the bracelet, how to make it drop when you need to, when to use the black market, how to use the black market, especially in tight situations. Also like knowing how to use the passive with the scopes, or knowing to be very careful in situations where there might be enemy squads in a room and there's particular let's say armor or helmets. But I would say overall, my first try with her, I got 5 kills, over 1,000 damage. I don't think that's pretty bad. We almost won the game. I think the end part where I didn't make the right choice. If I had another character, I think I would have won, especially me saving the Bloodhound. I don't know what was happening. Like I was trying to, but it was like picking up other items, and then I just picked up Mirage and had no clue that my guy was actually dying. So there's a lot of things that I could have improved, but again, it's all through practice. It's all through, you know, losing and your mistakes and just trying to improve. But overall, she's a lot of fun. I recommend you guys picking her up. I will release more and more videos about her and how to use her effectively, but this is just one scenario. So I guess this is pretty much it. I'll catch you guys again on another video. Later, guys.